All right, I'm back. I've been doing a lot. I've been maxing out all my builds, and I got to starter 3, so I got the cap breakers, but I'm going to show you all that later. That's not important right now. What's important is I've been requested to make a build. It's going to be a Zion Williamson build. As I usually say, I make builds for every game mode. You can tweak the builds to your liking, but I would not skip to any part in the video because you're going to miss the explanations, and I really do in-depth, or like I really actually explain the things that I'm putting on the build for a reason. And also, I'm giving you all this for free. I'm your plug. I'm handing things out for free, so might as well just subscribe and like the video. All right, so firstly, right, I'll show you the Zion from here. I always show the NBA 2K builds to show you like what someone might pick and then like go off of this and finish, but there's a couple things that are unnecessary here, and there's a couple things that you could change that would just make the build better, right? So like, for example, right, if we're gonna get a 96 driving dunk, right, we might as well just use our cap breaker on that and have that at 91. Or right, you could get +1 in ball handle to get handles for days. You're barely missing out on that. Or something as simple as all this defense is missing, right? So you probably want a better build in that sense, right? And we can always find a way to get these badges somewhere else. So I'm going to show you exactly how to get it. Now the first build I'm going to make, right, I don't even need to cut the video, I've gotten too good at this. The first build I'm going to make is 6'6" at 7'2". Actually, the height and the weight is going to be the same throughout the whole thing. This is just to get the weight, is just to get the burly body type, right? I just want to be as heavy looking as possible. Obviously, if you want to put agility on the build later with your cap breaker, or you plan to do it now, you can do that. But me personally, you're a power forward, you don't even need all that, right? But what I am going to say is that I'm going to make a defensive version of the build first, and then I'm going to show you a more offensive heavy version of the build, which I think a lot of people would like more, but I don't want you to skip, because if you skip, you're going to miss out on the explanation, right? So to start, I do have builds of similar stats. I got those builds up so I can test them out, so you don't have to. And the important stats that I'll show, or the important things that I'll point out, will be well explained, right? So for example, something like driving dunk, right? A lot of people don't know this, but if you wanted to get a 94 in driving dunk, right, to get legend posterizer with your cap breaker, you're also going to need a 90 vertical. But what this build is going to do is we're going to go ahead and get driving dunk simply to a 91. What this is going to do is this is going to give us Hall of Fame posterizer when we get our cap breaker and put our driving dunk to a 96, right? So our +5 in cap breaker is going to put it into a 96. Our vertical, however, on this build is going to stop at an 85, right? And this will be important later. I'll point out why. But for a simple explanation for now, it'll be better to help us get boards and blocks later, right? So standing dunk, you're going to get a 72. And before you click off the video thinking this dunk is too low, it's absolutely not too low, right? If we're talking about just a more practical version of the build where you could play offense and defense well, your idea would be to use your 77 post control and your 91 strength, right, to back somebody down into the paint using your post powerhouse. And then of course with this post control, I'm sorry, it's a 77, you would use your post up poet to back them down all the way. Here's what a 50 post control looks like, backing someone down with I think it's post powerhouse on bronze, right? So like you're backing them down all the way right down to the paint, and I don't get a good spin move here because my post up poet is weak, or I don't have a good one, right? But you're gonna have a better one, so you're gonna be able to back them down all the way and then spin on them, hopefully spin them out the way, and then when you're wide open, you're gonna get a dunk. You cannot get standing context without being 6'10" in this game. So 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", they're not getting it. And the reason I'm also going 6'6" instead of 6'7", 6'7" would be a better build. Just for accuracy, right? We're going based off accuracy for the build, right? So why would I go 6'7", right? We're making a Zion build, it has to be 6'6", or just be another one of those 6'7" centers. So as for the mid-range, right, I'll show you shots being hit with this mid-range and 3-point rating first, and then I'll surprise you right here, bang, with the 3-point rating being a 78 and the mid-range being a 68, right? And this is simply, you're a catch and shooter, right? You're out the corner, you're standing still. As you can see, I've also done a hezzy pull, right? Like you can do whatever you want on this build, and of course, right, you got to get that 81 in ball handle just to get the handles for days on silver. On that build I just showed, I only had the ball handle on a 80, so I'm missing handles for days on silver too. And then your speed with ball, you're just gonna get it to a 68 for this one. Again, this is the more defensive version of the build, which you'll see in a second. And then the pass accuracy, we get it to 75 because when you grab boards, you're gonna throw it out, right? You're gonna outlet right away, or you're gonna want to outlet away from yourself, or you could take it up yourself. And so 74, and this is where the defense comes in. You're gonna just barely get post move lockdown. You don't need interior defense too high, you just need it enough to play defense on bigs every now and then. You won't get good contest anyway on bigs that are tall. At 6'7" centers at 6'8", you don't really get good contest anyway. So we're assuming that you're not going to be playing against the center too much. But yes, there are interactions where 6'5", 6'4", 6'2" players guard the center and make a miss. So you're going to be able to make a miss here, and you're definitely going to be able to make a miss with the 85 in perimeter defense, right? If at any point you want to shoot better, this build does get the takeover, and yeah, I forgot to add this in my last one. It does get glass gunner, right? So we'll do that in a second, but that'll increase your 3-point percentage if you were worried about that over time as you do better in the game. And a 79 in steel, here's what a 79 in steel looks like. Here's some of the animations that you can get. You can pick people's pockets, you can do whatever, because you have glove on silver and interceptor on silver, right? And your block, you're going to get it all the way up to a 78. Now you're missing out on a badge in pogo stick, right? But we're going to use our defensive rebound and get it to a 92, right, in order to get all the remaining badges that we're missing defensively, right? So like pogo stick, box out beast, and rebound chaser. And as I've said, the rebound chaser, especially on gold, is the best rebound. Like if you can just scrape by and get your rebound chaser on gold and not have silver, or you can use your badge +1 to get this on gold, you might as well, because gold rebound chaser is way better, I'm telling you right now. And you get pogo stick, so you can do more jumps, so you can do more whatever. And obviously you have an 85 vertical, so you could jump for more boards, jump for more rebounds. And no, I'm not going to lack on the offensive rebound. You're going to get that to an 85, right? And now, of course, like we got to finish out, so you're going to get yourself to an 80 in speed, and you're going to get your agility to a 76. And now, me personally, this is my preference. You could put whatever points into anywhere you want to. Actually, I'm sorry, I missed a 75 in layup, right? That's important. So I really just went up with free throw because I'm like a competitive dude and I like to hit my free throws in game. So you could probably go like 85 in free throw and then find another stat that you want to level up, like agility or something like that, right? And so yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. That's the more defensive version of the build. This is more practical. I will show you right now real fast before we go on to the second build of the video. Two-way inside-out slash is the name: Aaron Gordon, Sean Marion, Scotty Barnes. And if you were wondering, right, I could also give you my jumper if you really need it, for a 78 and 3. Here's what the dunk style is. So you need at least an 82 vertical and a 96 driving dunk, right? And you're gonna end up with a 91 driving dunk, so you're gonna use your +5 on that. And yeah, obviously you're not gonna get elite context off one, but that's no big deal. And yes, you do get like the rim pulls and stuff like that at a 70, if you were wondering. So yes, you do get elite rim pulls, standing dunks. This is what I meant by you can post up and get open. So now, same dimensions again. I'm going to try to speed through this one, right? And just point out the differences. This is probably the version of the build I would make because I don't struggle with perimeter defense. As long as you are near your man, you're going to contest him on the 3, right? If you don't drop coverage. If you're late to contest, it's always open usually. The only thing that the other build is going to be better at in particular is one-on-one defense, right? Because it has on-ball menace and it has immovable enforcer. But besides that, like maybe that's more of like a 3s build. But if you're going to play 5s and you were going to sit on your man in the corner, this might be better. It's up to you. A little bit more aggressive, like I said, this is the more offensive version. 91 driving dunk. This time you're going to go in 80 in layup. The reason you're going in 80 in layup is because you're going to get to an 84 in strength, like so, right? And what that's going to do is that's going to get you physical finisher on silver. So when you mess up your dunk meter or your dunk animation, whatever, you're going to be able to then turn it into a layup and maybe just make it instead of missing it, right? Your standing dunk's going to be 85 on this one. A lot of, like I said earlier, you don't really need too much standing dunk, but this is important for specific animations. Like I said, I want to make this one more offensive for you guys, right? And then same thing with the post control 77. You don't need any more than this. And so your 3-point's going to go back to a 78. This is staying the same. And your pass accuracy is going to be a 75 on this build. This is staying the same as well. The dribbling, again, similar, but it's a little different, right? So you're going to get your strong handle again, but your speed with wall, instead of being a 68 this time for lightning launch on bronze, is going to be a 75 for a lot more. You're going to get access to shifty shooter, lightning launch on silver. This will make you faster, etc., etc. And then 74, same thing, right? Perimeter defense. This time, instead of the 85, again, you might prefer that, 74, right? Steel, same thing, 79, right? We're just going to barely get with the steel, or not steel, the perimeter, we're just going to barely get immovable enforcer and one other badge that'll pop up in a second. And then block right here, you're gonna get to a 78 again for another badge that'll pop up in a second. I might as well do the physicals now because it's not going to show them. So you get your vertical to an 82. Whoa, 85 vertical, 77 agility, 81 free throws, what I'm supposed to say. For some reason, I forgot that I was looking at an older version of my build. You need an 85 to get Hall of Fame posterizer when you use the cap breaker to get the 96 driving dunk, okay? So it'll be on the screen, I promise you that, when I hit continue. Right, agility right here is going to be an 80. And the way you're going to compensate for your perimeter defense if you're lazing around is you're going to have super quick speed. And you're sitting here like, okay, you have 3 points left. How are you going to get any more stats out of this build? Well, do I have something interesting to show you? So basically what you can do is you can go max somehow. I don't know how I snuck this in. You can go max defensive rebound and you can still get your offensive rebound to an 85, right? But wait, I'm a competitive guy. I like to shoot free throws. So what you're going to do is you're going to get to season rep 40. This is what I would do if I'm going to get to 40. If not, ignore it, right? Because you can shoot free throws like this. But me, since I'm going to get to 40 this season, I know I'm going to get that +1 cap breaker. I'm going to take out this right here and I'm going to get myself an 87 in free throw. An 87 in free throw. And there's not really much else to put this. I mean, you could try to sneak block in if you wanted a certain takeover. Like, let me show you real quick. Right, this might qualify takeovers. Yeah, so you can sneak if you wanted to. You can sneak this block in right here into speed, so I could get slippery off ball and gold, and then the cap breaker +5 again goes into driving dunk. And this one, you get a little bit of a different name: Sean Marion, Julius Randle, Scotty Barnes. And this one's the inside out board hunter. Oh, and yes, that's pretty much it. So like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this all for free. Request whatever you want to see next. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready here to build and I'm ready here to put y'all on. And yeah, I'll see you when I see you.